cycles, load tests, and vibration analysis. Any engine that showed the slightest irregularity was pulled and rebuilt. The rejection rate was less than 0.3%, but that wasn't good enough for Toyota. They wanted zero defects. The assembly process was equally meticulous. Workers had the authority to stop the production line if they spotted a problem. In Detroit, stopping the line was a firing offense. At Toyota's Motomachi plant, it was encouraged. They called it jidoka, automation with a human touch. Each worker was responsible for the quality of their work. They signed off on their operations. If a problem was traced back to them, they were involved in finding the solution, not punished for the mistake. The Corona's simplicity was its secret weapon. While American cars were adding power steering, power brakes, power windows, air conditioning, and automatic transmissions as standard equipment, the Corona stuck with manual everything. Fewer parts meant fewer things to break. Manual steering might require more effort in parking lots, but it never leaked fluid or lost assist on the highway. Manual windows never failed with the glass halfway down. The simple heating system never developed vacuum leaks that affected engine running. This philosophy extended to the engine management. The Corona used a single Ison carburetor, one barrel, mechanical choke, no emissions equipment beyond a basic PCV valve. American cars were already struggling with primitive emissions controls that hurt performance and reliability. The Corona's engine was so efficient and complete in its combustion that it actually produced fewer emissions than many American cars with twice the displacement, without any add-on equipment. The 1966 Corona's impact on American automotive culture was slow but devastating. At first, Detroit dismissed it. General Motors executives literally laughed when shown a Corona at an auto show. Ford's product planners called it unsuitable for American tastes. Chrysler didn't even consider it competition. They were all wrong, dead wrong. By 1968, Toyota was selling 20,000 Coronas annually in America. By 1970, that number had tripled. But more importantly, every Corona owner became a Toyota evangelist. They told friends about their car that never broke. They showed neighbors their maintenance records, or lack thereof. They bragged about fuel economy when gas prices started rising. The Corona created something American manufacturers had never really dealt with: genuine brand loyalty based on reliability rather than style or patriotism. The taxi industry adoption was particularly damaging to Detroit's reputation. These weren't Japanese car enthusiasts or early adopters. These were hard-nosed businessmen who cared only about the bottom line. When they started choosing Coronas over American cars, it sent a clear message: Detroit had a quality problem. The fact that an 80-horsepower economy car could outlast purpose-built taxis was embarrassing. It was David versus Goliath, and David was winning. American manufacturers tried to respond. They claimed the Corona's reliability was overstated. They pointed out its lack of power, its tiny size, its Spartan interior. They ran ads emphasizing American cars' style and performance. But they missed the point entirely. Corona buyers didn't care about style. They cared about getting to work every day without breaking down. They cared about not having repair bills. They cared about a car that just worked. The technical reasons for the Corona's longevity went beyond just overbuilding. Toyota had perfected something called design for manufacturability. Every component was designed not just to function, but to be assembled correctly every time. Parts could only go together one way. Fasteners were standardized. The entire car used only 5 different bolt sizes. Wiring connectors were color-coded and shaped differently so they couldn't be mixed up. This reduced assembly errors to near zero. The metallurgy was equally advanced. Toyota had developed relationships with steel suppliers that provided consistent, high-quality materials. The cast iron used in the engine blocks had a specific grain structure that promoted even wear. The steel in the body panels had the